What's the most epic revenge you've ever pulled off? I was looking for my sweatshirt in my boyfriend's frat house when I found something that made me wish I'd never met him. Ethan had gone to his economics final, and I was waiting for him to come back so we could eat. I was checking under his bed where my things usually ended up when my hand hit his iPad that must have fallen between the bed and the wall. When I pulled it out, the screen lit up, still logged into a private Facebook group called Rate My GF with over 200 members from Ethan's fraternity and their brother chapters at nearby schools. The pinned post at the top explained the rules of their annual March Madness style tournament where guys submitted nude photos of their girlfriends and everyone voted on whose girl would advance through each round based on their bodies. My stomach dropped through the floor when I saw my own photos in the quarterfinals bracket with 89 votes. Pictures I'd sent Ethan when he was home for winter break that I thought were just between us. The comments under my photos were discussing my body like I was livestock at an auction, rating different parts of me on a scale of 1 to 10, and someone had written, "Ethan's girl has those pancake tits, but that ass makes up for it," with 47 likes, including one from Ethan himself. I felt bile rising in my throat as I heard his key in the door and quickly put the iPad back, forcing myself to smile when he walked in complaining about his test like he hadn't just destroyed my entire sense of safety. I told Ethan I had to meet my study group and left before I started crying or screaming in his face, then went straight to my sorority house and called an emergency meeting. Within 30 minutes, every single girl in our house was staring at my laptop screen in complete silence until our president said, "We're not just burning down their fraternity, we're salting the earth so nothing ever grows there again." We divided into teams, and by that night we had 12 different houses involved and had identified 38 girls whose photos were in that Facebook group without their knowledge. For 2 weeks I had to pretend everything was normal while we planned his destruction, letting Ethan kiss me goodnight with the same mouth that had laughed at jokes about my body, listening to him talk about how much he loved me while knowing he'd turned our intimacy into a spectator sport for his brothers. He even had the audacity to ask me to send him new photos while he was visiting his parents, saying he missed me so much, and I almost threw up realizing he probably wanted fresh content for the next tournament. I sent him old selfies instead and said my phone camera was broken, and he actually got annoyed with me for not trying harder to fix it. My sorority sister, whose dad was a lawyer, helped us understand that what they were doing was legally considered revenge porn in our state. Another girl's older sister worked in IT and taught us how to archive everything before they could delete the evidence, and we spent hours documenting every single post, comment, and like going back 3 years. The girl who worked in the campus mailroom offered to help intercept packages, while 2 others with cafeteria jobs said they could spread information during the lunch rush. Rosa, the janitor who cleaned their fraternity house, took one look at what we showed her and said, "Those boys never tip me at Christmas and leave their bathrooms like a war zone, so whatever you need, I'm your inside woman," and suddenly we had keys and their Wi-Fi password. She told us things that made me hate Ethan even more, like how he and his brothers would deliberately clog toilets before parties so she'd have to clean up their mess, and how they called her the help when they thought she couldn't hear. This whole time, I never let Ethan know anything was going on, and he was busy planning for the frat's huge event Paradise Night, bragging about how his dad and uncle were flying in for it and how they were huge donors, so he basically ran the house. He made me promise to wear something hot because he wanted to show me off to the alumni, actually saying, "Make sure you look good because these guys' opinions matter for my future job prospects," like I was just an accessory to improve his networking chances. I smiled and promised I'd wear my shortest dress, not mentioning it would be for a very different reason than he thought, because that was the night we'd chosen as the ideal time to blow it all up. Paradise Night arrived, and I walked into that party in the promised dress with Ethan's arm possessively around my waist, him whispering, "Damn baby, you look so good I might have to fight my brothers off you tonight," which made me want to claw his eyes out knowing they'd all seen me naked. The house was packed with 300 people, including fraternity alumni in their 40s with their wives who came back yearly to write donation checks. Ethan dragged me around like a trophy, introducing me to his brothers who I now knew had raided my body, and each handshake made my skin crawl while Ethan beamed with pride at his hot girlfriend. His dad actually looked me up and down and told Ethan, "Good job, son," like I was a prize he'd won at a carnival game. At exactly 11:30, our president gave the signal and suddenly every door slammed shut as Rose's team locked them from outside while 12 sorority presidents blocked the main entrance. The alumni and their wives started looking nervous as everyone turned in confusion, and I climbed onto the DJ platform while Ethan yelled, "Babe, what are you doing? You're embarrassing me." I said, "Oh babe, I'm just getting started." Full story on the channel below.